It's the Paris Chong Show.
Why don't you tell us about your book that is sitting over there?
So
where you can get it?
I'm actually working on a couple photo books.
Fancy.
Long overdue. This was a book that we did. This was a 5-year project, 500 pages, which it wasn't planned to be 500 pages, but it was sort of prophetic because with the history of the Indy 500 in our family, that's a number that in the Daytona 500.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah, it was like divine, okay? And so this is 100 years of history of my family, starting from my grandfather, the auctioneer, all the way up to present day. It covers, my dad in the war overseas. My dad served in World War II in the 8th Air Force. It goes to their beginning in the automotive industry. It covers, because this came out about, a few years ago, it covers, this year we celebrated our 79th year of participation in the 108 Indy 500s ever run.
Wow.
And which we've won twice. My dad and uncles won in 1950 with
Incredible.
a fellow by the name of Johnny Parsons. And then I won in 2021 with a driver by the name of Elio Castroneves. And we got 10th this year with one of our cars. And so it's got that. My dad and uncles were the first sponsors in NASCAR. And so this is my
Big
other
car
life.
Family.
Yeah,
That's
this is my other life.
That's a big part of your life.
It is a huge part of my life. I spend every day this part of my life. But this part of my life has afforded me to do a lot of other things that I really, really enjoy. Because look at, I still shoot actively at races. I shot at Indianapolis the other day, shot the race. I shot at the Long Beach Grand Prix. I was down at Daytona at the beginning of the year. I'm traveling all the time for that type of stuff, photographing our cars and other stuff. And that'll always be part of my life. And I'm clearly one of the senior guys out there, for sure. It's still, but you know what? It's great. I really enjoy it. I jokingly say I shoot things that move fast, or if it moves fast, I'll shoot it.
Right. Get out of the way, rabbits.
Yeah, right. Yeah, you got the double
and deer,
meaning
run
there.
for your life.
Yeah,
Here comes Ed.
But it's, I'm fascinated by the changes. I'm fascinated by the different approaches that the younger photographers take. Look, it's a tough game for the people to make a living.
Yeah, it really is. I have a lot of people asking me how people are making a living in photography. A lot of
very
people.
Tough.
It is.
That's why the Brooks Institute went out of business in Santa Barbara.
Oh God.
Look at it's there's a lot of reasons, but it's an interesting story because that was an iconic school.
Yeah.
Great school. And the problem is after you pay all this money, a lot of money, to get a degree like that, you expect to be able to find placement.
Right.
If you go to culinary school, you expect to be hired by a restaurant or a caterer or whatever, a commissary, whatever. And when you come out of, say, a photo school or a design school or whatever, and you cannot find work, wow, it sort of devalues the value of that degree.
Yeah, that's not good.
No.
That's very
and
bad.
So,
when school
you
closes.
got to really, I did a post on Instagram the other day showing that in 1970, I was in high school, and I sold 12 pictures, 8x10s for $14, going around the pits.
In high school?
Yeah.
And you got your first job at 14?
Yeah.
And now the kids don't want to work.
Yeah.
And don't know what to do. That's good. You were like that. I think kids were like Julian Wasser, same thing. He was like 13 when he started working for selling his photos.
Yeah.
But
I really admire his work.
Oh
too.
my God, he became a dear friend.
Yeah.
I
I've got his
love
book.
him. I love that guy. Oh, we had a little joke.
He had an eclectic photo career.
He's incredible. He was a funny guy. You know how he is.
Yeah.
So we used to have this thing. We used to like this little game. We used to like to play at the gallery. That when someone came in, I would go run and get his book, and we'd make them we'd be like, "Oh, look, this is Julian's book," and that's all we'd say, and they every single time would buy it.
Yep.
I'd be like, "Oh, someone's in the gallery. Let's sell the book," and we sold them all out, and you couldn't even get them anymore.
No, you can't.
But yeah, he walked in.
I checked the other day for somebody.
Yeah, no, they're not out there.
No.
I
and
forgot,
if you do find one, it's really, really
expensive.
pricey.
It's
Yeah.
right. That's right. I know, and I have a couple. I have a He wrote in my book that he
Yeah, The
gave
Way
me.
We
He
Were.
said to my muse and confidant is what
Yep.
he wrote me. Is that
Yep.
great?
That one picture at the Norton Simon of them playing
Oh yeah,
chess.
yeah.
That's an iconic photo.
Yeah.
I mean, look, it's got a certain shock value. A lot of people maybe wouldn't.
Oh,
be
he
on
was
it, but-
obsessed with big boobs.
Yeah.
He wasn't. You
but-
should have seen his first wife.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
Yeah,
Like,
but that photo is one of those photos that lives on, and
it's
along
amazing.
with some other ones.
No, I love the
Yeah.
Steve McQueen and.
Yep. Yep.
I mean, he had so many good photos.
Chad McQueen's a good friend of mine, Steve's son.
The Manson murders.
Yep.
He was the first one there.
Yep.
He got that. Oh, he told me a horrible story about that, which I don't really feel like telling that story ever
Yeah.
again. But
It's the Paris Chong Show.